Yes, sir.
And welcome here to Latta, Oklahoma, where your Leopardettes are set to face off against Washington, a team that we're familiar with in the Latta tournament. Good evening, folks. I am your host today, not Jake Rutledge, along with Tander Hamilton, Chad Price, and RJ Brooks. And folks, we're set. You tuned in last night. You know, we had a very exciting game last night against Latta. And anytime you have a Lindsay versus Washington face off, it's going to be exciting. So grab some popcorn, nachos, a pop, and get ready to watch some ball.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. I mean, here we are in the semifinals meeting Washington again. And it just seems like a few months ago we were in the same situation, but in OKC at the Hall of Fame Stadium competing for a state championship. So
Exactly. Every time these two teams meet, if you're a fan of any kind of sports, when Lindsay faces Washington, you're bound to see a good ball game.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And Washington's one of those towns that they get all a bunch of move-ins from surrounding towns. Their school district is wide. So they're gritty and they're always going to come with the best. So you definitely got to show up and play.
Set to get things kicked off here just briefly. Introducing the Washington squad.
And it looks like Valenciano will take the starting spot today for the Leopardettes, and Emily Stone will be coming off the bench for us. And that is about the only changes to the starting five for the Leopardettes. As we get set to tip off right here, Maddie McGowan will take the ball.
Tip is up. And Warriors possess the ball. Top of the key. Ball out to the top 15, kicks at 12. Shot is up and good for Washington. It's 3-0 Washington. Leopards inbound the ball. And there is a turnover going to happen right there on the floor. Looks like we've got a foul.
Yeah, and you know that we can't start off like that. We gotta take care of the ball, especially against a really good Washington team.
Yeah. Turnovers are never a good thing when you're trying to beat a good team.
Yeah.
Ball is up and away from Washington. No good for the three. Rebounded by Washington. Kicked out to number 24 with a little 10-foot jumper, and that is no good.
And Cannon Russell quickly picks up her second foul, and this team's second team foul right here. And we just started.
And that really hurts. Cannon is one of those that we've got to have in this ball game. If we're going to win it, Cannon's got to be in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. She's a really spark plug for us on the defensive end, especially bringing the ball up the court for us.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to have someone distribute the ball that knows exactly what she's doing with it and knows the plays inside and out, knows her team inside. Like that's another three by number 22 from Washington. In quick timeout.
We're gonna keep it here because it's gonna be looks like a 30-second timeout.
Little 30-second timeout here. Try to gather things up here. Get something headed in our direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, I mean, we haven't been able to get the ball down to our end of the court just yet. But you know, we've picked up 2 team fouls, and we're quickly starting to get rattled. So Coach Cater's just trying to calm him down right now.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, he's got to. Hey, cooler heads prevail in these situations. They've got to stay cool-headed, get the ball up the court, get it on our side of the floor, and so we can run the offense.
Absolutely.
But this is the same situation the Leopardettes were in first half of last night's game. Yeah. They kept getting behind, so they're in a fighting mood lately. So I think we're going to be just fine.
Yeah,
we're running a press breaker here. Ball inbounded. Oh, thrown away, and an easy bucket right there for the Warriors. For the Washington. Inbounds play. Run to Cameron Perry. Perry all the way down the floor with the baseball pass, and it's out of bounds.
You know, I like that idea from Cameron Perry right there because Valenciano was wide open. The pass was just a little bit off target. But I think if we can beat the press right there at half court, I think we could maybe get something going.
That's definitely a positive when your eyes are up and you're seeing players down the court.
Yeah.
We just got to make that happen. We've just got to capitalize on those opportunities. 24 driving in the lane. Ball's up. Ball is out of bounds off of Cameron Perry, looks like.
We're going to see Emily Stone check in for the Leopardettes for Maddie McGowan.
Miss McGowan is having a seat for a second. Emily Stone is now in the ball game. It is inbound Washington.
And Emily was the game winner last night.
Shot is up and off the front of the rim. Washington rebounds, kicks out for another three, and that is good. 11-0 Washington. Okay, we got to get the ball. We are trapped in the corner here.
Yeah, we gotta get the ball in the middle of the floor, and somebody's just gonna have to put it under their arm and just be like, clear out. Let me handle it 1-on-1, clear out.
Exactly.
To get the traffic out of the way.
Leopards inbound the ball. Got it at half court here. We're going to set up the offense and see what we got going on. Little motion offense, kicking the ball around down to the baseline, little 10-footer, in and out, no good.
Great idea right there by Valenciano.
Is a great look. We just got to make the shot. And they're not all going to fall, obviously, but anytime we get a good look like that, that's got a jump ball here. Jump ball here on the Leopard side of the floor. It will be Leopard ball.
And one turnover could be the change of momentum for us. So I think that's a really good start right here for us to get the ball down here offensively.
That's another turnover. Bad pass there as Washington is still possessing the ball here. Top of the key, shoots a three-pointer up off the back of the rim. Ball down, kicked back to the top of the key. Taking a look at it. Drives baseline. Kick down to the top of the key, back around the horn. Three is no good. Put back is also no good. And Leopard's rebound. We're going the other way. Cameron Perry, look, I've got a reach foul there on number 23, excuse me, for Washington. Inbound Leopard ball.
And sideline right here is pretty good for us. I feel like we haven't had too much success so far getting the ball down the court. So being able to be on our side of the court right now is helpful.
Yeah, exactly. We're having trouble running the press breaker. Ball down to Miss Stone, just off the rim and short, but fouled on the shot. Foul is on number 4 for Washington, saying that it was on the floor.
Ooh.
So we will have ball out. Ball in. Ooh, shot and a miss, but rebounded and put directly back up. Long pass by Washington. Looked like a double dribble there, but I didn't get a call. We've got a timeout Washington. Timeout Washington, 11-0, leading Lindsay with 4:15 left to play in the first.
It looks like Washington is going to take a 30-second, so we'll keep it here. And, you know, so far, if you're just joining in, Leopardettes are trailing Washington 11-0 with 4:15 in the first, and we haven't got to do much offensively. We haven't got to see what we did yesterday.
We have got some good looks, and we're taking decent approaches to the basket, just not falling for us right now. And the timeout may actually work in Lindsay's favor here as they gather their arsenal here to go against Washington.
Yeah.
As an inbound on their side of the floor.
And let's be honest, anytime you're playing Washington, the name alone intimidates everybody. I mean, they've won state softball championships, they've won basketball, they've won football, baseball. It's just
yes, they definitely have some athletes. Yes. That's for sure.
But they can be beaten. You have to just play your game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. We haven't really got into our stride yet.
Yeah.
As best I could put it. Inbound play to Washington. 24 around the top of the key. Kick back to the top. Over to the left side. Little 20-footer. It's in and out for Washington, and we will possess the rebound. Cannon Russell throws it down the floor, and it is intercepted by number 12 for Washington, going back the other way. We've got to stop the ball. Kicked out to the three-pointer off the front of the rim and out of bounds. It's going to be Washington ball. Sometimes when you've got a game going like this, you just need to catch a break real quick, and that can change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a sub for the Leopardettes, and I'm not familiar with her.
Three-pointer from the very top of the key, rebounded by Cameron Perry, who was kicked to Cannon Russell. Moved directly down the floor to Miss Stone, and Miss Stone goes up for two, in and out. No good. Washington rebound, headed the other direction. Seems like we've spent the entire game on their side of the floor, but that is a three-pointer. Number 12 for Washington knocks down a three. That would make it 14-0 Washington. Cannon Russell is drawing three defensive players as she tries to bring the ball up the floor. Nice pass down low, and two on the board for the Lindsay Leopardettes.
Great pass by Cannon Russell.
Great pass, great vision. As you can see through all that traffic to find her open down there, that's always good.
And that's how you're going to beat this press, is head up and just get the ball down low.
Ball up and around the rim for Washington, put back by Washington. And we've got a foul on the shot. That's going to be and one. Washington will go to the line. Number 24 for Washington. Shoot two.
Maddie McGowan's going to check back in for Emily Stone.
Maddie McGowan is such a big presence down low.
Yeah.
And Washington at some point in this game is going to have to deal with her. And that's probably the best game plan that I could come up with for taking it to these Washington Warriors right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perry for three. Off the back of the rim and out of bounds. That's going to be Washington basketball. Just doesn't seem like we've settled into our game yet, but there's plenty of time on the clock. That's the great thing. They don't call the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, driving to the lane, number 24 up with a little floater. That will be good. 18-2 Washington.
And, so far, number 24 for Washington is making a huge statement for herself. Just already
We've got the
in this
ball
first
up.
quarter.
Fast break. Number 13 for the Lady Leopardettes. And it is turned over, dribbled off a foot or a knee or something, kicked down to 23 on the baseline on the other end with another floater. That'll be good for two. 22 Washington. And a timeout called by your Leopardettes.
And this is going to be a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. Stay here in the Leopard Sports Network.
Welcome back here once again to Latta, Oklahoma, where your Leopardettes are facing off against Washington here in the Latta tournament. Folks, one thing I just noticed, I did a little research. We're missing Chloe Ince, and that could have some effect, a negative effect on our team here. And do a little check-in, and it looks like Chloe's homesick. So
there's
we're
no
definitely
doubt
missing her.
There's no doubt, because if you'll notice, when these Leopardettes travel anywhere, on the back of their shirt it says family.
Yes.
And they definitely are. We're trapped in the corner here. We've got a foul, number 4. And it does say family on the back of their shirt, and that's exactly how they treat it. When one member's missing, we're all going to suffer, that's for sure. But hoping that she's staying well wherever she's at today.
Yeah, and the flu and strep and everything is running rampant. So the key right now is just to keep everybody healthy so they can finish out before Christmas break.
Okay, well, the good news is it looks like Leopards have figured out the press. We have running the press breaker and it traveling the ball right down the court. Unfortunately, we passed it out of bounds, and it'll be Washington ball headed the other direction with 1:40 left to play in the first.
Yeah, we get the ball to the middle of the floor. And you get trapped. It's still hard to turn the ball over in the middle of the floor because you have all around you that could be open.
Exactly. Yeah, and turnover is just another word for missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how many opportunities we're going to get in this game, but we have squandered a few. So we have got to start taking advantage of those.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't say we had a lot of turnovers last night, but the turnovers we did have, they were good turnovers. They weren't bad turnovers. They were getting the ball into the paint, and it wasn't there where they might have gotten a small fingertip on it. Oh,
See, now we've got a foul down low.
I think they're going to call it a walk.
Was it a walk? Okay,
Yep.
great, because it appeared to be that she was out of control.
Yeah.
Okay, ball inbounded by Perry.
Good right there. Good.
Ball looking straight up the court. Nice job on breaking the press, ladies. We got a reach here. I don't know if they're going to call it or not. Got a jump ball, and it will be Washington.
I don't agree with the jump ball call. I feel like that might have been a reach in on the floor.
Well, when the player dives on the floor to knock our player down, yeah, I'm going to call that a reach, but I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
Okay, up fake by number 12 to the top of the key, kicks down to the baseline three-pointer, up and airballed into the hands of number 4, who drives the lane with a little floater, which is no good, but is called for a foul. Perry with her second.
And that is 5 team fouls for the Leopardettes with 53 seconds left here in the first quarter. And we could very well see the bonus or double bonus before halftime.
And that's the truth. And that the good thing about a foul is it means you're being aggressive. The bad thing about a foul is you only get so many.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we've got to find a happy medium here, ladies, and before we get into real-time foul trouble, and people have to start sitting down.
Yeah, absolutely. Because already we have went to the bench more this first quarter than we have all season. So
Free throw missed by Washington. McGowan has got it, and it's drawn the foul against number 12. So it'll be inbound Lindsay Leopardette basketball. Perry will be the young lady out taking the ball out. Inbound back to Perry to the middle of the floor.
good. Right.
We have broken the press. If we can figure out how to take care of the basketball, McGowan on the block, kicked out to number 25 for the Leopardettes, who drains a three-pointer.
And
That's what you like to see right there. That's
McKenzie, I believe.
That is McKenzie.
Mackenzie Lee with the momentum swinger right there, 20-5 as we tick down into the last half of this period. It looks like Washington's content with just running the clock out as they turn the ball over here.
Oh.
With 8.5 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, and Brecken's got to be very careful about that right there, because if she would have touched that, would have stayed in bounds, and Washington would have touched it back, it would have been their ball, and they would still be back down here on the other end of the court.
Leopard's ball on their side of the floor. We're still not taking care of the ball extremely well. Shot mistaken off the backboard by number 4 here as we will go into the second period.
And that's going to end it, ladies and gentlemen, for the first quarter here in Latta. And your Leopardettes trail the Washington Warriors 25. And stay tuned. We'll be back for the second quarter.
And welcome back here to Latta, Oklahoma, where the Leopardettes are squared off against Washington here in the Latta tournament.
Washington leads, Lindsay, 20-5 as the Leopardettes have the ball on their half of the floor. Run the offense here. We've had some unfortunate turnovers in the first period, but seem to have got that thing stopped. Maddie McGowan up for two, in and out. Rebounded by number 12 for Washington as they go down the other end of the floor, and which is intercepted.
Good eye there by Klein.
Yeah.
15-footer up and missed as we've got a foul on number 5, which is going to be, is that Maddie McGowan?
Yes, it is.
Maddie McGowan will have her first foul.
Luciano will check back in for McKenzie, and this looks like, besides Brecken, this is most of our starting 5 out right now, so they got their breather, and they're going to see what they can do against them.
And Brecken Klein, she just brings a fresh set of legs in the game.
Yeah.
What she lacks in seniority, she makes up for in hustle. So
Absolutely, and she's tall and lanky, and that's what we're outsized, so that's what we need right now.
and it's obvious Washington's going to try to win this game by applying pressure to the
Yes.
Lady.
Yeah.
And we've got to either beat the pressure or counter it with a bad pass stolen away from number 23 for Washington, up and in for 2. We've got to figure out how to break this press, or it's going to be a long night for the Lady Leopardettes.
Yeah.
Okay. Ball to the
There
middle
we
of the
go.
floor. There we go. Now we got a blocking foul, number 24. It appears like. I lied to you. 23.
If we get the ball in the middle of the floor right there, we've got 2 Leopardettes wide open down low. So I think it's just a matter of getting the ball in and then getting the ball to the middle of the floor.
Here, take the ball out into Brecken Klein. Klein brings the ball across the floor. Back to Perry. Perry all the way to the other side of the floor. Kicks out to the 3-point line. Back to Klein. Back out as they set up again. Drives to the lane and appeared to be fouled, but it didn't get called. Ball up the floor for Washington. And there will be no free layups today.
And you have to appreciate that foul by Brecken right there. This Washington Warrior going to the line, she's shot 2 free throws and she didn't make neither one of them. So our percentage going to the line with her is a lot better than her making a wide open layup.
Exactly. Because, and it may have been a frustration foul. On a fast break, you're trying to get there and you're half a step behind. And, but either way, Brecken will pick up her first, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, still better than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perry all the way to the other end, kicks the ball outside, and we've got an offensive foul on Miss Perry.
Unfortunate for Cameron, but that it definitely was a push off, which that we've been guarded by at least 2 Washington Warriors the whole game. So frustration is starting to set in, just wanting to get the ball down.
Exactly. And Washington's always going to be and has always been a physical ball club.
Yes,
Now,
absolutely.
anytime you're going to let them bump and push on each other, as Washington goes up for 2 more.
Yeah. And they're not going to lay down for nobody.
No.
They're going to go until the very end. They're gritty, and their mindset in Washington is win no matter what.
3-pointer up and good for the Lady Leopardettes.
I don't be giving no points to the wrong team now, Chad.
We need all the points we can get.
And, this might not be a rivalry, but it's turned into one over the years. I mean, football, softball, basketball.
With Washington answers with the 3 of their own. Yeah. Russell up the floor and is fouled by number 24 as she brings the ball up. That'll be 24's first foul. Looks like Klein will take the ball out and into Cannon Russell. Cannon Russell brings the ball across midcourt.
Oh, Valenciano turns back around just one time. She's wide open right there.
Hey, down to Maddie McGowan.
Good
It's Maddie
move.
McGowan and one.
Good
There we
move right there
go.
by Maddie.
And as we talked about earlier, Maddie McGowan may be the key to the ballgame.
Yeah, she's tough. She's extremely strong. If we can get her the ball down there,
And,
she's going up.
and you're 100% correct with how strong she is, but and maybe more than that is ball savvy. She
Yes.
knows where the rim's at
Yep.
all times.
Yep.
So
And that's key for a post player.
that's right. As she adds one more to the score, which is 28-11 Washington,
Leopardettes just chipping away here.
Yeah.
trying to crawl back in this thing.
Yeah. And you know what? We still got a lot of ball game left.
And that's the thing that I enjoy watching about these Leopards, win or lose, is they're going to fight till the buzzer goes off.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that has stood out to me a lot.
3 from Washington, in and out, as we've got an over the back foul.
I believe that's number 24.
24, that'll be her
25.
second. If it's number 24, it'll be her second.
25, and she's got 2 as well.
Okay.
But it sends Maddie McGowan to the line for a 1-and-1.
Guys, you're not going to win that battle with Maddie.
No,
No.
no, you're. And we've talked in excess about how strong she is and how smart she is, but her will to win, and if there's a ball in the air, she's going to get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Maddie McGowan, good on the first one, and one going to shoot another one here. 28-12 as the Leopardettes are trying to claw their way back in this thing. Maddie McGowan sets one more, adds one more to the scoreboard. That is 28-13 Warriors, but here come the Leopardettes. The 3 from Washington, that is good. A timeout, Washington.
We'll keep it here just to give a little bit of insight so far. If you're just joining us, the Leopardettes are down 31-13 with 4 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the second quarter. And the main thing right now that has stuck out to me on the defensive end for the Leopardettes is we're not blocking out. We're not
No.
blocking out at all. They have just about more offensive rebounds than we do points on our side. And they're jumpers. They're not looking to block out. So if we go and put a butt on somebody and get somebody over the back, they're still in foul trouble.
That's what I was about to say. McGowan has got her backside into
Yeah.
somebody blocking
Yeah.
them out, and we get the over the back call.
Yeah. Just like, for example, Braylee Malicote, she could have had it over the back right before Maddie McGowan's defensive rebound just a minute ago because she was just jumping.
Yeah.
She wasn't looking to get blocked out. So I think that if we do a better job of blocking out in the second half or just even starting right now, I think we have a long ways to go tonight.
We do, and you've got to take it small steps at a time. You can't think of the 13-31. You've got to say, hey, we're going to come out here in part of this second half. We're going to try to cut that in half.
Yeah.
We're going to try to cut that lead in half.
Yeah.
And if we can get there, we're going to cut it in half again, and we're going to be in the ball game in the fourth.
And 2 threes by the Leopardettes put them right back into striking distance. So,
Yeah. Definitely. With shooters like Cameron and those that of her caliber that we've got all up and down this lineup, you're never more than a couple shots out of a ball game if you can get them open. Pressed up the floor here. Over McGowan's head and out of bounds.
just a missed opportunity right there by Braylee, and she knows it. Great idea because she was going straight for Maddie McGowan, who was open.
Oh yeah, she was open, and like I said, just a missed time jump there, or maybe a pass was a touch too high. But we're going to get this thing together before too long, I hope.
And we got a new sub. That's going to be number 31 for the Leopardettes and for Braylee Malicote.
Washington is trying to get that open look here. They kicked it back to 23, who will shoot a 3, and that is an air ball off of Washington. That will be Lindsay Leopardette basketball headed the other direction.
And that's a great block out right there by Valenciano. She blocked her out, and number 24 was over her back trying to get that rebound, and it just went out on.
Ball to
she
the middle of
couldn't
the floor. McGowan kicks to Brooklyn Klein, who will shoot the layup and get fouled in the process. There we go. Now we're pushing the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. That right there is exactly what we've been needing to do.
And number 12 for Washington Warriors has her second foul. That will send Klein to the line to shoot 2.
And we are 3 for 3 right now on free throws.
Make that 4 for 4.
4 for 4 is Brecken Klein adds to the lead, or adds to the Lindsay total there.
Maddie fine tuning her knee brace there a little bit.
Yeah, you got to have that thing.
Yeah.
You got to have that thing. Climb up and off the back of the rim, rebounded by Washington. Headed there into the floor.
Even with that missed free throw right there, we're still shooting better free throws right now, losing 31-14 than we did all day yesterday. So that's a definite big improvement.
Loose ball. They called McGowan for the foul.
Man.
And the coach, Leopardette head coach, is not excited about that call.
I have to agree with them. I don't agree with that call.
And like I said, he's stating his case with the official right now, which I totally agree with. It's a loose ball, and who's to say who's fouling who? You know, it's a loose ball. We're going after it. Nevertheless, McGowan called for the foul. We're going to shoot a free throw here. Off the back of the rim. Loose ball. McGowan does come up with this one.
Great job by Maddie McGowan. Go and get the ball.
We got 2 on McGowan here. So we kick it to the middle of the floor and a bad pass. Again, another turnover, spinning in the lane with a floater.
Maddie McGowan again.
Does not go. McGowan with the rebound dribble.
You got to help her.
Ball off of Washington. Leopardette basketball.
And that is 24's second or third foul.
I would say that's the third. Nope, I lied to you.
I know. I'm pretty sure that's the second against Maddie.
And that's 10 team fouls for Washington. So we are in the double bonus.
Yeah. The second time that I remember here in the last couple, 2 or 3 minutes that she's fouled Maddie.
And you can take a quick look at the team fouls, and that'll tell you just about how physical this game has been.
Mm-hmm.
They're banging around down there. Maddie McGowan adds another one to the wins in total, which makes it 31-15. Washington.
Bradley Malicote's going to check back in for the Leopardettes.
Maddie McGowan addresses another free throw, knocks it down.
Great job. Maddie McGowan is 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, and that's a great game plan. Let's just keep getting to the line and keep scratching away at this thing. Washington has another 3-point look off the back of the rim, rebounded by Washington and put back up for a score.
Yeah, everybody was blocked out besides number 24. I did notice everybody had somebody blocked out besides number 24. So we got to do.
Oh, my goodness. We had turned the ball over underneath the basketball goal, and now he scored again. Timeout. Leopardettes.
And it looks like we are going to take a 30-second timeout, right? No, we're going to go full. So we will take a timeout with him. Stay tuned here on the Leopard Sports Network.
One.
And welcome back here to Latta, Oklahoma. And your Leopardettes are trailing 35-16 against the Washington Warriors in the second round of the Latta Classic. And, you know, Chad, the ball game has been physical, I would say, a lot physical for a girls' game. They're kind of just almost letting them play a little bit, even though the fouls are high. Our Leopardettes are trying and fighting to get back into this game.
They are, and that's their MO. They're not going to let up. It's just going to be a dogfight to the end as we have another Leopard turnover, which has been the downfall of the Leopardettes tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we finally get one in our favor.
And Brecken Klein gets a steal.
and kicked out of bounds by Washington. It will be Leopardette ball underneath the basket.
That's Brecken Klein's second steal of the game. So whatever Brecken is doing, she's doing it well right now and creating some kind of havoc down there on the offensive end for Washington.
And is an underclassman, but adding a dramatic impact on this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shot and foul there for the Leopardettes. We will shoot 2. And this is good. This is good news for the Leopardettes. Anytime you're scoring baskets without time ticking off the clock, that's always going in your favor when you're down
absolutely.
36-16, 35-16.
And, when we're not getting the ball in the bucket by running a play or breaking the breaking the press, and we're going to the free throw line, we got to take advantage of the free throws.
Exactly.
And Braylon Malico does that.
Made both of them 35-18. Leopardettes trailing here with 2:41 left to go. 3-pointer by Washington off the front of the rim, rebounded by the Leopardettes. Cannon Russell with the ball, kicks it to the side court, back to the middle, and it is thrown away.
I'm not sure Bradley knew exactly who she was throwing to. I think she kind of thought that Valenciano would be there, but she broke to the middle and left that ball just hanging.
Thought we had a charge on there. We lost our feet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we moved a foot or something. I didn't see it. He's got a better angle than I do. Got to the baseline.
Ooh, might have been a carry.
Kicked out to the top of the key by number 4 for Washington. Driven to the block. Back out to the top of the key. Looking for that 3 ball, looks like. Driven to the opposite block and laid in for 2.
And I think the biggest thing on the defensive end for the Leopardettes is Washington is going to dribble drive. They're going to drive and kick. They might even go up. So I think that we need to get our feet set. We need to take a charge. I think that's going to help us a ton.
Exactly. Cameron Perry to take the ball out for your Leopardettes. Inbound play to Russell. Russell collects the ball on the Warrior side of the court. She dribbles up the floor. Ball up and no good for the Leopardettes as Klein tries for 2. Headed the other direction. Perry with the stop ball.
Great block out right there by Cannon Russell.
Great block out, Cannon. Perry with the ball. She dribbles it up half court. All the way to the block. Looking for a shot. Does not find one. Russell with a layup in and out of the rim. Got a foul on Maddie McGowan.
That might be her 3rd.
Going after the rebound there.
Yep. And that causes trouble for our Leopardettes right here with Maddie McGowan fixing to go to the bench because she's about the only one right now that has been able to do something down low for our Leopardettes. And
yeah, she's so instrumental in this offense, and not only the offense, the defense. She's had just as many rebounds as she's had points or opportunities here. So,
and she's 5 for 5 at the free throw line. So
yeah. So when she sets down, it's definitely a loss.
Yeah.
But you have looks like Stone in the game now. As Washington sinks the free throw. 39-18. Washington. Klein will inbound the ball to Russell.
You got to get to the middle of the floor.
Got to get to the middle floor, and there's no one there. As Cannon just dribbles right past her. All the way to the other end and shoots the layup and is fouled in the process. She will go to the line. Fouls on number 13, shooting 2. Cannon Russell at the line for your Leopardettes has just knocked down a first one.
And like we discussed earlier, when they're giving us the free throws, we have to take advantage of it. Any points count at this point.
Russell addresses another one, takes a shot, and it is off the back of the rim, rebounded by Washington. They're headed their way, other end of the floor. Driving baseline, decides better not and come back out to the top. Other side of the floor. Looks like they're trying to run the clock out here with 50 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, I think we're going to see one shot from Washington to end the first half of play here in Latta. I don't suspect that the Leopardettes are going to get another chance unless we come up with a steal.
Drive to the lane with number 12, and a foul is called.
And that right there is a great opportunity of just sliding over, getting your feet set, and taking a charge. At this point, that's number 24 coming at you. She's got 2-3 fouls already, and she's got most of the Washington points. So slide over, take a charge.
Yeah, it looks like that's what we were trying to do. I guess we had a foot slip or something because he called a block on the floor.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to see a whole new Washington lineup come in for the last 32 seconds.
40-19, Washington lead as they lead Lindsay with 32 seconds to go in the first half. Free throw made by Washington, make that 41-19. Brecken Klein will inbound the ball to Russell. Russell immediately met by number 14, who's guiding her up the floor. Russell to Perry. Passed out, 3-point opportunity missed.
Oh, great save by Brecken.
Saved by Brecken Klein. Got a foul on the play. Foul number 21, Washington, as a Stone will shoot.
And again, here we are back at the free throw line. We got to take advantage of it.
And did.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's slow and steady, but we're slowly trying to cut this thing in half here as we head into the locker room for halftime.
I'm not quite sure what the Washington coach's game plan was right here with putting a new 5 in with 32 seconds and another new 5 with 16 seconds. But nonetheless, we have a whole new 5 right here for Washington.
And we need to take advantage of every opportunity they're going to give us. So,
Yeah. This looks like this is the starting 5.
defense may be a little too good down there on the 3-point line as
And she will shoot 2.
that is her 4th foul.
Oh, no. I'm not keeping up with the fouls over here on my end, so that's detrimental for the Leopardettes as Cameron Perry goes to the bench with 8 seconds left in the first half. And I don't suspect that we will see her for just a little bit.
Yeah, Perry's frustrated with the call, and understandably why. Washington free throws off the front of the rim, rebounded by Washington. Drive to the lane, kicked out for 3, down low, off the rim, rebounded by Stone.
Good job by Emily Stone right there to get a defensive rebound. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back in a few minutes and give you some updates and stats. Stay here with the Lindsay Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Ben Long, an agent with Oklahoma Healthcare Exchange. During this year's annual enrollment, we wanted you to know that you have a local solution for all your Medicare and health insurance needs. Our agents live and work throughout the entire great state of Oklahoma. Whether you're in Lindsay, Ardmore, Lawton, McAllister, or any of the major metropolitan areas. Give us a call to learn more at 855-786-8343. Again, that phone number is 855-786-8343. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Matt Shelton with Lindsay Family Dentistry. I'd like to thank all the patients we've been able to serve over the years. For those of you who are unhappy with your smile, tired of having dental pain, crooked or missing teeth, or loose-fitting dentures, at Lindsay Family Dentistry, we can care for all your dental needs, including cosmetic dentistry, crown and bridge, root canals, braces, Invisalign, conventional implants for tooth replacement, and mini diameter implants for denture stabilization. Our braces fee starts at $4,500, and for those of you with poor-fitting dentures, we can place 6 mini-diameter implants on the upper for $3,600 and 4 mini-diameter implants on the lower for $2,600. To schedule your consultation, stop by the office at 102 Southwest 7th Street, Lindsay, Oklahoma, or give us a call at 405-756-4093. As a 1997 graduate of Lindsay High School, I'd like to take the time to say go Leopards.
Welcome back here to Latta, Oklahoma, where your Leopardettes are squared off against the Washington Warriors here in the Latta tournament. First half didn't look so good, and we're going to talk a few stats. And Chandra, what do you got there for us?
Well, the biggest thing that has stood out to me in the first half is we've had 14 turnovers.
Yeah.
In just the first half alone.
Well, it's just add that up. Anytime you get a fast break and you're shooting a layup, that's 2 points. Well, you add that up to the scoreboard, and that's what you got. They're sitting on top of us by 20, 21.
And then the other biggest thing that stands out is we are 10 for 11 from the free throw line. We haven't been 10 for 11 from the free throw line in a very long time. I think that's the best we've been all season so far.
And if we're going to crawl back in this ball game, in my opinion, that's how you're going to do it. Is you're going to have to score points when the clock's not ticking.
Yes, I agree. Because
inbound play fouled on the layup is Washington. They will shoot 2.
and that's going to be Brecken Klein's second, and the team's first team foul. And the other thing is we have to keep them out of the bonus and the double bonus. I think that's exactly how we fight back into the ballgame too. Besides us getting to the free throw line, we have to stop the fouling.
As things work out, Brecken Klein's foul leads to a missed free throw, which is always better than a made layup.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know the little young lady hit the floor. I would never want anybody to get hurt, but anytime you can foul someone and cut that to 2 or cut that in half is always good.
And she's 2 for 6 on the day on the free throw line. So, like we said earlier, if we want anybody on the free throw line, it's her, unfortunately.
McGowan brings the ball up the floor, kicks it to the left, drive to the lane, and we've got a foul on Washington, number 24, with a push. That is her third foul.
That's for the Lindsay Leopardettes. That's good for her to have 3 flat fouls. I mean, she has probably, at my calculation, she has about half of the Washington points right now.
And we've got a walk on the Leopardettes, number 24 there. That will be the 15th turnover of the game. It leads to trouble when you keep handing Washington Warriors the ball.
Yes, absolutely, because they're going to go and not stop.
Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Washington, kicked out to the top, dribbled to the baseline.
Great recovery by Cannon Russell to get in front of that girl.
Great ball movement by Washington as they move it all over the floor. 3 shot, no good. Rebound by Washington with another 3 opportunity. Missed, layup missed, rebounded by McGowan.
And that's another thing that has stood out to me is they have just as much offensive rebounds than we do points still.
3 ball from your Leopardettes, no good. Rebounded by number 24 for Washington. She heads up the floor with it, kicks it to number 12 and down to number 4 in the corner. 3-pointer, no good.
Another offensive rebound by Washington, and they'll end up at the free throw line right here.
As we've got a foul, number 25. Who is that?
That is Layla McKenzie, I believe.
McKenzie with her first.
And she has done some positive things. She hasn't got to see the floor a whole lot, but she has got some real positive things going on right now. She's made a 3. She's gotten some rebounds, and she's gotten a steal. So Emily Stone will check back in, and number 13 for the Leopardettes. And I have not got her name yet, so I will get that as soon as we can.
Washington does make the last free throw. Inbound ball, Leopardettes. Inbound to Russell.
I like this. They're clearing out, just letting Cannon handle the ball one-on-one right here.
And that's always, Cannon can handle that stinking ball and get the thing up the floor. Handed to McGowan. That's around the top of the key here. Uh-oh. Ball stolen away by Washington. Looking for another layup that is missed by Washington. And a jump ball called. There will be Leopardette basketball.
And Cameron Perry is going to check back into the game right here for the Leopardettes. And as we spoke before the half, the biggest thing for Cameron Perry is to keep her hands off of anybody and everybody. She has 4 fouls, and we have 6 minutes and 24 seconds left in the third quarter. So
Yeah, she cannot foul here. She's got to go and try to help us on the offensive end and leave it for someone else in the
Yeah.
defensive end.
yeah, that's a double dribble.
Turnover number 16 for the Leopardettes. If we can get a control on that, it seems like we may have an opportunity to squeak back in this ball game, but the chances are getting slimmer
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
as the clock keeps ticking.
He's in the back.
Ball kicked out of bounds by the Leopardettes. Washington ball under their own goal. 3-point basketball for Washington. Missed, rebounded by Washington as they set up to run their offense. Playing good defense. Leopardettes are playing good defense if we can keep it up here. A lot of movement by Washington. Leopardettes seem to be handling it well as long as we can keep them between them and the basket.
And the thing, we see the score 47-21. And the thing about Washington is they're a state tournament team every single year. You can't say the state tournament without saying Washington in it. So is this expected? Probably. This is probably expected. And nobody probably thought that our Leopardettes should win. Are they capable of winning? Absolutely. We've had 16 turnovers.
And adding to that total as Perry fouls out of the game. Perry has had her fifth foul on a fast break underneath the Warrior goal there to prevent an easy layup.
Well, guys, the thing about it though, if you're fouling, you're trying.
Yeah,
So
and it may be a frustration foul at this point.
That girl is a fighter, and I think some of those calls might have been a little questionable. Could have went either way, and they just went against her.
Yeah, no doubt. And definitely, it's one of those things. I'm sure she'll take a deep breath. Wasn't her day today, and come back fighting tomorrow. So McGowan takes the ball out. Russell with the ball, bringing it up the floor here as we approach half court. Got a foul on number 4 for Washington against Russell. The Leopardette ball out on their side of the floor. As Klein checks in the ball for Russell, who appears to be a little shaken after hitting the floor there. Hopefully she'll get a drink, get right back in this thing.
And, hats off to our Leopardettes. We still have a long ball game to go, but they're not quitting. They are down 49-21, and there's no quit in them. They're still hustling. The fouls.
Nice shot by Stone, put up and in.
The fouls that we do have, they're hard, good hustle fouls.
And credit to our coach. If we're not winning the ball game, we're developing players.
Yes.
And so, hey, when you're down this much, obviously you came here to win, and I have no doubt that that's what was the first thing on his mind this morning when he woke up. But it's time. Ball game's kind of getting away from us. Let's develop some players that could help us out in the future, and that's exactly what's going on here with Brecken Klein. As she is, I don't have the stats in front of me, but maybe 5 for 5 from the free throw line.
No, that is Maddie McGowan. But Brecken Klein has gotten some very good minutes in this ball game that she hasn't gotten yet this season, and against a very, very good Washington team.
We just spoke about it. We got an offensive foul on Brecken Klein, and she was attacking the rim. Just what you like to see from a young ball player. Just anything aggressive attacking the rim is exactly what you need at this point.
Yes, and that's going to be Brecken's third foul of the game. And those 3 fouls don't necessarily stand out. What they do is tell me that she is going hard, no matter what the score is. And I think 2 of her fouls are really good hustle fouls to save wide open layups, which in return only resulted in one made free throw.
And unfortunately, occasionally you're going to find yourself in a ball game like this where, hey, let's forget about the scoreboard. I'm judging you on your effort from here on out. It's just how bad do you want it, and let's see how you respond to this kind of pressure put on you by the Washington Warriors. And the Lady Leopardettes are not showing any kind of let up at all. They're still fighting for every inch. Free throw missed, but rebounded by the Leopards, and it's lost in loose ball.
We got some tempers flaring down on the floor between the Warriors and the Leopardettes. Like I said when we came back into break, this game has been extremely physical for a girls' game.
Yeah, and that's just the fight of not wanting. It's the fact of hey, I don't care what the scoreboard says. I'm fighting you for every inch. And
yes, absolutely.
And that's what you love to see out of your team. What you love to see out of your hometown girls right here. Drive to the lane by the Warriors. It is up and in. Leopardettes for three off the front of the rim and out off of Washington.
Shove by 25 right here, kind of shoved Valenciano down. It did not get caught, but
yeah, it appeared like it happened away from the ball. They're not usually not watching that sort of action. Leopardette ball pass to McGowan for three. He's off the in and out. Warriors rebound.
I like that call right there by Cater with giving Maddie McGowan the ball at the top of the key. She's been on fire for the Leopardettes, and unfortunately, that's not saying much because our score does not reflect that. But she's been our go-getter and the one that we want the ball in the hands of.
Definitely, the score does not reflect the effort put forth today by our Leopardettes. We've got a block here as we charge for the layup. We got a block on number 21.
Yes.
And Leopardettes will go to the line. The first one off the mark there. As Valenciano settles in for her second free throw. And knocks it home.
With 2 minutes here left in the third quarter, if you're just joining us, our Leopardettes are down 55-25 against the Washington Lady Warriors. And the score does not reflect the kind of physicality this game has been. It's not necessarily been so rough that the refs aren't calling anything. It's just been a very well played ball game. Unfortunately, our Leopardettes are not coming out very well.
Yeah,
right now.
Washington applied pressure early with the press and never got out of it. And we were trying to figure out how to deal with that as they were scoring points and gaining their lead. And it appears that the Leopardettes have got a management on it now after the fact, but it is 55-25 with 1:38 left to go in the third period.
Yeah, and I think so far this season, the press has really been like the downfall to our game. We haven't been able to handle it all that well. Layla McKenzie, that's our second made three-pointer of the day. We haven't been able to handle it all that well. Not saying that's a bad thing. We're still really, really, really early on in the season, and some of these girls are still getting experience.
And a tournament like this is great.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some teams like Washington who could be compared with some of the best teams in the state.
Yeah.
And hey, let's mix it up with them, see how we stack up. Turns out that we are down by 30 right now, going into the fourth period here. As time ticks off, 50 seconds left.
And guys, I like to see, you've noticed Coach Cater's been rotating a lot of different girls in. And it's like we talked about, and I think you guys have been hitting on a little bit. This is just a tournament. Has nothing to do, you can do not so well in the tournaments and still win the state.
Oh, absolutely. Because you're going against teams here in this tournament that you're not going to see during postseason play. So I think this is a very good opportunity for the younger Leopardettes to get some playing time.
Absolutely. We'd love to take home the trophy, but I love seeing the way Coach Cater is letting these girls rotate and get some playing time.
And just like just as you're talking about the score, it's 62-28. There's a loose ball on the floor, and Malakota is still diving for it and clawing it out. That's what I like to see out of my ball club, win or lose.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It looks like we are going to take a full timeout here in Latta, so stay tuned here on the Leopard Sports Network.
And welcome back here to Latta, Oklahoma, where the Leopardettes are going to enter the fourth period against the Washington Lady Warriors here in the Latta tournament. Leopardettes down 62-28. But
McGowan is adjusting her hardware there on her knee before she enters the game.
One more time, Chloe Ince is a home. We're missing her. Like to give her a quick shout out and let her know. We wish she was out here with us.
Oh, for sure. And I know the Leopardettes are looking forward to getting her back. Straight up. Great defense there as we rebound the ball, hit it our way. Russell with the ball, bringing it across half court. McGowan for three.
Ooh, in and out.
In and out. Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing that stands out to me right now is our free throws. That's a big positive for us today is our free throws. If we don't take nothing away from this game, let's take away the free throws for them because they have done their job at the free throw line today.
Exactly. And there's in a ball game like this, when it's 62-28, you can talk the negative to death. But the positive thing is, like you said, the free throws. We're shooting a great free throw percentage.
We are 12 for 15 from the free throw line. So I feel like that is an extreme positive for us, considering the fact that coming into this, we haven't necessarily been really good at the free throw line.
Loose ball on the floor. Dull one, it will be Leopardette basketball.
And, unfortunately for the Leopardettes, when you're facing Washington, they're just gritty. They're tough. They're going to be tough to beat no matter what. but
Stone
they've
for
not
two.
given up. They have fought, and they're going to fight until the very end, until that buzzer goes off. They're not going to just sit there and let them score just because they want to.
Washington has always had a good team, but Leopardettes, and we've got a foul here on Washington, number 3. The Leopardette ball underneath the Washington goal, headed our direction. As Cannon Russell brings the ball over half court, pass to Stone. Stone takes too many dribbles here, gives the ball back to Washington.
And, you know, some of these Leopardettes came from the softball field also back into the basketball court, and they know what it's like to get beat by Washington in the semifinal game in OKC. So they're looking for a little revenge, and they're not going to get it today, but they have fought like crazy to get that revenge. And you gotta tip your hats off to the Leopardettes. They've done everything they could. They figured out the press, and then they've done their job at the free throw line. They're starting to block out.
Yeah, and I think it just amounts to some small adjustments. We've got to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to take care of the. If we can cut out the turnovers, that is a game changer with a floater up and in by Cannon Russell for 2. 62-32.
We see Washington again in a few weeks as a regular season game. So this right here is actually really good for our Leopardettes. They're going to be able to see what we're fixing to go against again. They're going to be able to prepare for that press break a whole lot better.
Rebound by Russell, pressed it up the floor to Stone. Stone in and out for 2. And Washington Warriors are on fire here from the 3-point line. Russell with the ball. Passes to McGowan. McGowan with her own 3, knocks it home. The Leopardettes here showing absolutely zero surrender. We're going to fight you till the last buzzer. Rebound by Stone. Handed to Russell. Russell brings it up the floor. And a foul by number 2 for Washington on the floor. And maybe shoot free throws. Miss Stone. Stone's first free throw is good. So she will get to shoot another one. 65-36 with 4:34 left to go in the fourth period. Oh. Stone rarely misses a free throw as McGowan rebounds and puts it back up for 2 of her own. 65-38 your score. Washington on top of the Lindsay Leopardettes.
What a game Maddie McGowan's having right here. I mean, the score's 65-38, but Maddie McGowan has showed up and played today.
And you're right about that. I don't think that girl even looks at the scoreboard. She's just going to go play hard.
Yeah, she has 14 points in the ballgame already. With 7 rebounds.
Washington being patient. It looked like a shove off. Didn't get the call. Cannon Russell with the rebound here after the Washington shot was put up. Drive to the lane. Floater, no good. Stone rebounds, kicks it out for 3. In and out. Rebounded by Washington. Headed the other direction. Washington still pressing the ball. Kicked out. 3-ball shot, no good. Looks like we've got a jump ball situation that's going to go in Washington's favor.
And we are going to see a whole new 5 for Lindsay. This looks like this could be our, I don't like to say second string because I don't like to use that term. This is our second half of what keeps the wheels rolling over here in Lindsay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got, I don't know how many players on the roster, but you've only got 5 positions. And as a coach, that's hard to get everybody in that you want to play. But I tell you what, the effort doesn't die as we get a little deeper in the bench. We're still diving after balls on the floor, still flying around the basketball court. Warrior shot is no good and out of bounds. It will be Leopardette basketball. Inbound to Brecken Klein as Brecken Klein will bring it up the floor. Nice job. Lady Leopards for 2. Found someone open down there on the block. Put that thing up for 2.
At this point, looking like the girls are going to be back here tomorrow at 3 to play for third.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, folks, we did receive word just before this game that time slot could change because Washington is playing for the state championship in football. So that is tentative, but for right now, it's looking like our girls are going to be here at 3:00 tomorrow to play for third place.
Okay.
And I'll be getting a new updated
bracket before
bracket here. Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It's hard for me to do 2 things at once.
Warriors up by 25, still shooting the 3 ball.
And we're either going to play Silo or Comanche tomorrow.
Silo Comanche.
So they're going to be playing.
Silo Comanche plays directly after the boys' game that's after this.
Leopardettes with a floater. Washington attempted the rebound, kicked it out of bounds. It will be Leopardette ball underneath their own goal here with 1:40 left to go in the fourth period. Inbounds play up for easy layup, fouled on the attempt, and we will go to the free throw line. And it doesn't matter, second team, first team, third team, whatever you've got on the floor here. As a coach, Kinder, he should be proud of his ladies. We are still fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. They're still driving to the goal. They're still diving after balls. And, that's all you can ask for, especially players that don't have much experience in a varsity game. That's all you can ask for is the hustle.
And we're still going up hard, drawing fouls. We're still playing great defense and putting the pressure on them as Washington kicks the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
Klein with the ball across midcourt. Ball out of bounds. Leopardette ball. Klein to the basket. Find someone down low for 2. Number 38 for your Leopards.
We got 1:05 left here in Latta, the second round of the Latta Classic, semifinal game right here for the Leopardettes, and they are trailing 65-42 against the Washington Warriors. And unfortunately, it's not something that we wanted to see coming into this. We would have loved to have seen some revenge, I guess you could say, on them, but we're not going to get that. But there's a lot of good positive takeaways from this game, specifically the free throws. That right there is a big standout. We were able to block out a whole lot better than what we have been. So I definitely think that Cater does have some positives that he can take from this game.
Yeah, anytime your second group plays as hard as your first group does, and that's exactly what we have going on right here. as we go to the free throw line again.
And it's always good to be able to get more players some experience because sickness, injuries can all play a factor, and you're going to have to go to your bench. And if your bench doesn't have no experience, then it's almost like you're kind of teaching it all over again. And come postseason, you don't have time for that. You're worried about win or go home.
Washington for three off the back of the rim, rebounded by the Leopardettes. This will head our direction here. Tried to go baseline, denied. Kick to the middle of the lane. Up and no good for your Leopardettes. Washington on a fast break on the other end. Driving, kicks it back out to the three-point line with 5 seconds left on the clock. And it looks like they're just going to run the clock out here.
And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, from Latta for the Leopardettes. They go down 65-44 against the Washington Warriors. And we will be back later this evening for our Leopards to take on the Tishomingo Indians in the semifinal game. Stay tuned here on the Leopard Sports Network.